My name's Darren Yap, and I was just thinking, how old am I? I just had this moment. I'm 53, I'm 54 this year, and I'm the director of Yong.
You don't have to tell us how old you are, Darren, if you don't.
No, that's fine, but it's actually, I like saying my age now because I never used to like saying my age, so I feel quite proud to actually say my age.
What drew you to coming on board as the director of our production of Yong?
I think there were many circumstances. I mean, I think with my life and my career, luck it's a very Chinese thing to say about luck, but you know, when luck happens and you meet the right people at the right time. I actually remember meeting Eva, and we were at in a foyer, I think it was the Helpman nominations, and we were talking together about working together, and I remember that conversation in a very vivid way. So that was one thing. I think I was on Eva's mind possibly, and certainly she was on my mind. And I think since I started as an actor and then a director, I realised that I've never really told a story that is very close to my heart and literally my heart and my own DNA, and which is the story of the Chinese who came from the gold rush. And very much my great-great-grandfather, he came out on a ship, just like the story of Yong and his father, and he never made it back to China. And I am here because of what he did and what he sacrificed. So the luck and the intention when Eva asked me with Sandy to do Yong, it was kind of a no-brainer that I was meant to do it. And in a way I could say, without getting embarrassed, it was like destiny that I was meant to tell this story, because it is so much not only a tribute to my mother, who no longer is alive, and this is her story because she grew up in Victoria, but it's actually a friend of mine, Ben Brockman, who was lighting the show, said, "Oh, this is a love letter to your dad." And so very much it is, and my father is 94, and he's in a nursing home in Geelong, and it's the first time he's actually lived in Victoria, so hopefully he'll come to the opening of this. So for all those reasons, I was meant to direct Yong.
And can you tell us what it's been like being in Ballarat and being in the place where the story happens?
Yeah.
And working with the creative teams. Have you worked with the other members of the team before? Can you just give us a little bit of a background about your time here?
Yeah. It's very rare. Like, I remember when I went to Broome or somewhere when I was doing some research with James Brown, who's designing this, and it was for Ladies' Day. I love going to the place that the play or the musical set. So when I knew Monkey Bar wanted to go to Ballarat, because that's where the destination and the story is, I think I've been in Ballarat probably a long time ago as a kid. So actually to be here as an adult is a really important time in my life too, because I have, again, with my ancestry, but I know a lot of people who are from here. The performing arts sector of Ballarat is massive. I have many actor, stage manager friends, musical theatre people I know have come from this amazing town. And it's significant because to actually be present in the story and in the town where it's set, you feel the energy. I think that it's, as theatre makers and artists, you pick up things empathetically, or you pick up things that sometimes you don't realise are around you. I feel that with very much Ballarat. It's a very old and ancient town in its history, and like any place, it's complex. It's got amazing things that have happened here and terrible things that have happened here, but that's what makes a place so, in our history, very important. So to be here in the creative team, James Brown, who I've worked on several shows, and Ben Brockman lighting, and Max Lambert, who's doing the music, I've worked with them. And Monkey Bar, I have to say, have entrusted particularly these people I've done other shows with to deliver a really important tour that needs to go around Victoria. But I've always wanted to have the chance to work with Genevieve before, who's the writer. I've known her for a long time, but our ships have just passed by, and so Genevieve's been very important to actually get to know and to, I guess, be her big little brother, and we kind of have that relationship and trust And I think that's been so significant to be here, to actually really think about ideas and to provoke each other about the ideas of what, you know, Yong can be.
So just on that note, when you got Jen's script, I don't know what draft you got, what was your initial response to it, knowing that you were going to translate that?
It's such a good question to say, what was I going to do with a one-man show? And I got Genevieve's script, and I have to be very honest, and Genevieve knows this, as Eva knows this, I went, this seems to be absolutely impossible. Only one reason too, I have not had experience doing necessarily one-person shows, but I've read the first draft, and I think it was one of the first things I said to Genevieve was, how can this be possible? And it's moved a long way from, I guess, over a year when I joined, or a year and a bit, to where it is now. Not because of me, but because I think Monkey Bar has allowed Genevieve to really liberate herself with the script and the book, and to really flex her muscles with it. And my relationship with her has been about, how do we make this work for one person? And as much as it's, you know, got all these characters, and I know we want to tell this rich tapestry, how do we make it work theatrically, and how do we make it make sense with one actor? And it's been, particularly this week, it's been an incredibly exciting week to have Wern Mack, our actor, playing Yong, because not only is he skilled and talented, but I can watch him. He's like a racehorse. He is fine-tuning himself for the race. You can see how his ear is picking up all the nuances and the pitch of what Yong and his father and the arch enemy George needs to be, and I've really loved watching that, and it's inspired me, and it's scared me, and it's excited me, you know, what is possible with this show. And I thank Genevieve, because it's a great challenge, and I'm looking forward to August really, really diving into it.
Yeah, and the last question is around, have there been any particular challenges about knowing that this is a piece for young people and directing for young audiences? I'm not sure, like, have you worked in this space before, or is there anything that you're bringing into this, knowing that this is a piece for young people?
I think that it's pretty much new for me to work as a director on something that is for young people. I'm a big kid myself, so that's not very hard to actually work on the same level. I feel like I'm just talking and working and directing with my equals. But Monkey Bar has been on my bucket list for a long time. I've always loved watching their work. I've always been curious about what Monkey Bar does, and very much wanted to direct for Monkey Bar. So again, luck. I think those things happen for a reason. So you've got the story that means so much to me personally, and then you have Monkey Bar, which is so much about our future, and not dumbing down and not patronising young people. They are our future, and like I look at my nephew and nieces, and I think they have a really tough world that they have to live in, and hopefully with something like what Yong is about and what Monkey Bar stands for, it's to give them resilience and make them feel, empower them, and to make them feel worthy, which is very much what Monkey Bar and Yong is.